I'm waiting for the lyrics to start. Hold on. This is our musical interlude. They got each other. We know what's gonna play. He says I'm sorry, but 70s, right? Coffee, never mind sugar. We're gonna watch the only movie. Come on, sugar man, no. Just reach out and touch me. Come on and tell me so. Okay. That was my tribute to Rod Stewart. It's his birthday. He's like 76 years old. I mean, come on, that song gotta be an icon classic. In the meantime, good morning and welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandye. I hope you enjoyed that little musical tidbit. Anyway, it's not just Rod Stewart's birthday. If you like those gadgets in your kitchen, you can say thank you to George Foreman because it's his birthday too. Boy, that guy was not just a fighter. He was a fighter in life. Boy, he was coming up with products left and right. And doesn't he have like 17,000 children all named George Foreman? I think he does. It's also Ethan Allen's birthday. And he was like this revolutionary fighter, during the war. He was like this big deal. Personally, I just remember him because I think that he made great furniture, because there was a time in my life when my whole house was filled with Ethan Allen furniture. So much for Ethan Allen. Also, Frank James, outlaw. Jesse James, Frank was his brother. They were like a team, they like went out and did bad shit together. Okay, so much for birthdays. It's also Margaret Thatcher Day, but isn't that like so yesterday? Here's the day I found out about that I thought might be kind of exciting for everybody. It's Voodoo, Vodoun Day. Another way of saying that is it's Voodoo Day. I think I might have to do a little search on voodoo. Maybe it's not just what I think it is, but it started in West Africa. It's a religion. It's an actual recognized religion. Started in West Africa. There was this big diaspora of people moving out all over the world. And I guess the religion itself started in Haiti based on the West African religion. So it's Voodoo Day. If it's just what we think it is, you might have some fun with Voodoo Day, but be careful. It is Voodoo Day, so voodoo might be very powerful today. In case you're wondering what to eat, because it's Sunday, and everybody wants to just kind of like hang. It's first of all, it is Sunday Supper Day. Now, it's really Sunday Supper Day, but on the West Coast, we don't really say supper. That's kind of an East Coast thing. And whenever I see the word, I can picture my sister-in-law saying, okay, it's time for supper. Supper. Come on. It's time for supper. And today is bittersweet chocolate day. So you've got dessert covered. And this may not appeal to all of you, but it's also Oysters Rockefeller Day. Yeah, Oysters Rockefeller. Personally, I love me some Oysters Rockefeller. That's oysters that are baked with this mix of spinach and cheese and onions. And it's like there are so many common things I don't eat, but oysters are so high up on my list. But the fun thing is to be in New Orleans or someplace like that, where you can order like, hi, I'd like 2 of this kind of oyster and 2 of that kind and 2 of... I remember back in the day, my husband and I used to travel down to New Orleans every year for Jazz Fest. And for a number of years, we went with 2 other couples, and the 6 of us would go like restauranting every night. It was so awesome. But on one particular trip, we went to this little town not far. It was the year before Katrina, we found this dive and we ordered 100 oysters for the 6 of us. They came on these big trays and we sat there shucking oysters, popping them, drinking beer. That's where I discovered Rolling Rock beer. I love Rolling Rock. I know it's kind of a sissy beer, but I really like it. And oysters, lots and lots of oysters. I remember was probably one of my favorite trips to New Orleans. And a year later, New Orleans was not doable. A couple of years later, we went back and we hired a guide to take us and just drive us everywhere and show us how things were different. And wow. Here's a toast to those of you who had to go through it, like my friends Stacy and Eric and the kids. They lived through that. Okay. Good morning, JB. How wonderful to see you here. And who else is here? Henry, you're here. New Orleans is on your bucket list. Oh, before COVID-19, it was on your list. Put it back on your list. You are going to have the time of your life. Seriously, I've been to a lot of places and New Orleans is at the top of my list. If you're a foodie at all, they're just, I'm sorry, I've been to Paris. New Orleans is better. I love New Orleans. The food, the people, the music, the atmosphere. I'm a huge fan. I am a huge fan, and I will be back there again. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Oh, I'm a pearl from an oyster. Thank you. What a great way to start the day. Did you see my duck this morning? I know some of you, good morning, Marlene. I noticed some of you weren't here when I first started. You might want to, when we're done, go back because I did my tribute to Rod Stewart. Do you think I'm sexy? It was pretty cool. No seafood where Henry is. Big bucks for oysters. Well, I mean, I'm in the desert. It's not exactly like we have, oysters right here either, but I do love me some oysters. What else is it? It is Save the Eagles Day. Save the Eagles Day. Eagles are like the most amazing birds, but I want to share. I don't know that I can make the experience that I had as cool for you as it was for me, but there was a time, not that many years ago, when there were baby eaglets hatching in Torrance, California, high up in a tree in a nest that just happened to be on an even viewing level with the fourth floor waiting room at the Kaiser Hospital in Harbor City. Seriously. I made daily vigils to the hospital, to the waiting room, to sit and watch the eagle come to the nest and sit on her birds and then be there at least the day of. I didn't see them hatch, but these tiny little, you can't even imagine. It was like watching, it wasn't like watching a nature film. It was like being in one. I'm sitting just like I'm sitting now, and instead of looking at a screen, I'm looking at a nest full of baby eaglets. Oh, God, it was awesome. So it is Save the Eagles Day. Do it because they're so worth it. And they're so gorgeous to see. Up in Alaska, so many eagles. Saw so many eagles in Alaska. Whew. Yeah. And in Canada, along the coast, they're big and beautiful. And there's all different kinds, too. What else? It's Cut Your Energy Costs Day. So I was thinking about this. Doesn't it take a lot of energy to go to the gym? So maybe you can't go right now anyway. So just cancel your gym membership and you're saving energy, right? Aren't you? Doesn't that make sense? Made sense to me. Okay, wait. So many comments. Oh, I love when you talk to me. Oh, yes. Birds of prey. Okay, I got to take a little. This was not on my plan, but I think I mentioned to you that a few years back, my best friend from kindergarten and I took a trip. Well, my best friend from high school and I took Route 66 and we went on a gal pal trip to Chicago, right? And then when I got to Chicago, I grabbed my best bud from kindergarten, who is still so dear to my heart. Hi, Marita. And just in case you're watching, Marita and I had no time frame. We just got in the car and said, she had a house in Vegas. So I said, okay, Michael can meet you there. You and I will just take our time and drive to Vegas. Oh my God, it was the best trip in the world. A couple weeks of just pure. Do you know how hard it is to be with another female in a car, in little motel rooms, and not want to kill each other? I loved her even more when the trip was over. How about that? Anyway, when we were outside of Denver, we stopped at, I wish I could remember the name of it. She has a foundation that helps support different animal like rescue places. And this was a rescue place for birds of prey. I cannot even tell you what an adventure that was, because we got a personal tour of the whole place and saw these magnificent, enormous birds. And I had told my son that I was going to stop at this place. And he said, do not come home unless you have a picture of one of the birds of prey. Oh, hello, Bailey. Sitting on your arm. You know how they have the falconers and stuff, and they sit on the arm and they're these big, huge birds. I should post a picture. I said, okay, look, I can't go home without a picture. And they said, no, it's not allowed. I'm sorry, for insurance reasons, we can't let you do that. And okay, I won't go into all the details, but I broke them down. I did. I broke them down. I was just so sweet. And they couldn't bear that I needed this. I couldn't go home without this picture. So they gave me one of those giant gloves and they put this, I forget what kind of owl now. I'm going to post a picture. I'm going to find a picture and post it. The owl was like, seriously, like 2 feet tall. I mean, it was huge. I literally had to work to hold my arm up because of the weight of this giant raptor. It was just so amazing. Am I getting overly excited? Sorry, I really love big birds. So we totally agree on that. Birds of prey. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. So awesome. Okay, Marlene, I'm going to take a walk outside for you. It's supposed to snow there, huh? +3, and that's warm because you usually have -20 at this time of year. I guess you're not going to be jealous because you wouldn't live there if you didn't love that, but it's supposed to be in the high 70s, maybe even in the 80s here today. Yeah, total Sunday fun day. I mean, like this is tennis weather on acid. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I love the warm weather. Fritzy report. There's really nothing to report. I did get to, FaceTime with her yesterday, but she wasn't very lucid. Interestingly, I asked her if she was working hard to stay alive. And she said yes. And I said, do you want to stay alive? And she said, I don't know. Now, the conversation didn't happen quite that quickly. I had to ask the question like 43 times, and she'd kind of look at me blankly at first. I know she hears what I'm saying. It takes some time for it to actually get in there. She's working really hard at staying alive. I don't want her to have to work that hard. Attended a memorial service for a little cousin of mine who passed away of breast cancer last night. Beautiful tribute to her. My friend Steve lost his mother yesterday. My friend Bob is still fighting for his life in the hospital. I could go on and on and on. Folks, keep putting out the positive energy that this is where we have to be to get to the next step. And I want all of you to be there with me when we get to that next step. Whew. Okay. Hugs to all of you. I'm sending out lots of love and positive energy and white light. Yeah, all that good stuff. Save the energy costs, not if it's 20 degrees below zero. You heat that house up. I can save the energy costs here, okay? I'll do that for you. We'll work it it'll be like a team effort. You guys bundle up. You guys turn up the heat. I will undress and turn down the heat. Sound good? Quacks. I did get my new dishwasher yesterday, and I think it's working. I'm going to use it this morning. But we had the most wonderful installation people here yesterday. This has been going on since October. This was our third new dishwasher. And it turns out that the first one wasn't a malfunctioning dishwasher. The guys who put it in didn't follow the directions. And if they had, I would have saved myself and everybody else months of aggravation. Yeah. Henry, yes, thank you. That's a good note for me to leave on. If you didn't listen to yesterday's replay and you weren't here with me live, go listen to it, because I promise you I got inspired by my own words. That's how cool it is, because I had this epiphany that we are not at the beginning of the end. We are at the beginning of the beginning. There's going to be a giant world epiphany. And all this crap that's going on, it has to happen in order for us to get there. And all of a sudden, that became real, and I stopped stressing over it. Yes, people are doing horrible things to other people. But people who never noticed how horrible that was, they're waking up to it. This is a time for awakening. Shake up your neighbors. Wake them up. We deserve a better world, and we can build it. We can do this together. It's kind of like our soon-to-be President Biden said, together, there is nothing we can't do. I love you guys, and I'll see you when the new week starts. Bye-bye.